World Food Program. Mali hostages freed in prisoner swap. And Mexico's former security chief pleads not guilty to cartel links. Details of these and more after this break. I am Omoye Ugbeide. And the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to the United Nations World Food Program for its effort to combat hunger. The Norwegian Nobel Committee said the WFP had acted as a driving force in efforts to prevent the use of hunger as a weapon of war and conflict. The prize is worth $1.1 million. The winner was announced at the Norwegian Nobel Institute in Oslo. The WFP estimates it helps about 97 million people a year in 88 countries. Some 211 individuals and 107 organizations were nominated for the prize this year. The World Health Organization and climate activist Greta Thunberg were among the favorites for this year's award. And 4 people were abducted and detained in Mali, including 75-year-old French charity worker Sophie Petronin and former Malian opposition leader Soumaïla Cissé have been released. Petronin, who was seized in December 2016, was the last French citizen to be held hostage anywhere in the world. The Malian government said 2 Italian nationals were also freed. The release was part of a prisoner swap for more than 100 jihadists believed to be affiliated with Al-Qaeda. The Malian presidency has not revealed how it was able to free the hostages. Malian and international armed forces have been struggling to contain a jihadist insurgency in the north of country that first emerged in 2012. A United States President Donald Trump's physician says the president has completed his course of treatment for COVID-19 and can return to public engagements this weekend. Dr. Sean Conley said the president has responded extremely well to medication and has remained stable. President Trump later said he would probably take another COVID test on Friday and hoped to hold a rally over the weekend. The president earlier pulled out of next Thursday's TV debate with Democratic rival Joe Biden. Meanwhile, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she planned to introduce legislation on Friday to establish a commission to assess Trump's fitness for office. A statement announcing the move said the commission would be set up under the 25th Amendment, which outlines how a sitting president can be stripped of power if they are deemed unable to conduct the duties of the office. And Mexico's former security minister, Genaro Garcia Luna, has pleaded not guilty to charges linking him to the Sinaloa drug cartel. The 52-year-old Garcia Luna pleaded not guilty to new charges which were added in January to those already brought against him. Prosecutors accuse him of allowing the Sinaloa cartel of El Chapo Guzman to operate freely in Mexico in exchange for millions of dollars in bribes. The allegations also include that Garcia Luna was involved in offenses involving the importation and distribution of massive quantities of dangerous drugs into the United States. Garcia Luna was Mexico's top security chief from 2006 to 2012. During his time in office, he founded Mexico's Federal Police Force. And a fire that ripped through a 33-story tower block in the South Korean city of Ulsan, has been brought under control. Hundreds were earlier evacuated from the building, and more than 80 people are in hospital for smoke inhalation. The blaze reportedly started at about 11 p.m. on Thursday and was spread by high winds. Firefighters managed to stop the spread of the flames more than 13 hours later. The South Korean news agency said strong winds had initially made it difficult to control the fire. The fire broke out between the 8th and 12th floors of the Samwon Arts Nouveau commercial and residential building, which was about 120 households and shopping units. Authorities have not confirmed what caused the fire. And 14 civilians have been killed in fresh attacks in the western Ethiopian state. 14 perpetrators who were alleged to have carried out the attacks were also killed. This is the third round of attacks against civilians since September, as ethnic-related unrest continues to be the challenge for the government. Problems remain even after military command posts were installed in parts of the state following 2 rounds of attacks last month in which dozens of people from the Amhara and Agwe communities were killed. More than 40 government officials in the state were removed from their positions at the time, while 15 of them are still under investigation for negligence or possible involvement in the violence. Officials from the state said one of the civilians killed in the latest attacks was a foreign national. A year after winning the Nobel Peace Prize, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's administration continues to face ethnic unrest, particularly in the western parts of the country in recent months. And finally, a Ghanaian member of parliament was shot dead on Friday morning as he returned from a campaign trip. According to reports, Echo Hayford was attacked by 6 gunmen at around 1 a.m. local time. An eyewitness is reported as saying the parliamentarian identified himself to the gunmen during the incident. They shot him twice, accusing him of being the cause of Ghanaians' problems. Report states that the driver of the vehicle was also shot and is receiving treatment. However, 3 other occupants were unharmed. Ghana is set to hold a general election on December 7th. And that's KUFM's news around the world. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. Nobel Peace Prize goes to United Nations World Food Programme. Mali hostages freed in prisoner swap. Mexico's former security chief pleads not guilty to cartel links. Do remember that the contingency of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting our website at www.kufm.net or download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. We are also live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria, and you can also listen to us on RadioGarden.com. KUFM's news around the world was produced by Blessing Asekome. I am Omoyog Baide saying thanks for listening. Good afternoon.